Hello and welcome to another video. Today here on my YouTube channel, Faceless Guy. Hello and welcome. Please subscribe and like for the video. Here you see, by the way, my the side of my channel from Social Blade, where you can see how much I don't earn. You see, I don't earn any money. The requirements are that I have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which I don't have. So I don't earn any money, but here you could see some statistics about my channel if you want. I will have a link in the description, but here's something, you see here? They say Faceless Guy should reach 21 subscribers around tomorrow. Rough estimates based on the current trends. So maybe, if you want, you can prove this website wrong and subscribe today, so I have today already 21 subscribers. You don't have to, of course, it's just a fun little thing. Anyway, I like, by the way, the top thing here with peace. I found this picture on Pixabay, so free to use. Yeah, here also that's a different thing where I opened this website and showed it to you in the beginning. I have on the geography now France, German direction, bienvenue, mes amis français, 500 views. The first video which reached 500 views on my channel. So I thought, what could I do in celebrating this? It was a few days ago, but now I have a bit time. And I thought about reacting to a video from Real Life Law about France, and I entered, of course, Real Life Law France in the search bar, and that's what popping up. So one of these videos about France, why a third of France is almost empty, why France's geography is almost perfect, what does the French flag mean, and why France is secretly the world's 5th biggest country. One of these videos, probably this one here, why France geography is almost perfect, or why does, and maybe even the other video here, I will react to. Moment, there was something on my phone. Okay, it was nothing important. Just a notification. Anyway, I think I will react to this, and
this video is made possible.
The other video from Real Life Law about what does a French flag mean. So, you French subscribers, bienvenue, je étudiant français et je suis désolé about the coughing. I'm not sure about many French how to say French things also, but I'm learning French. Je étudie France. I can just say a few things so far, but I'm trying very hard to learn French, and hopefully I will also one day make a whole video in French. Maybe I will then react again to geography now, just in French. In France. The language is français, and the people who live there are français, also français. In French, le homme est française. The difference between the language and the people, how to call the people, it's sometimes difficult. There's an easy thing about this, and I have also some troubles, but I think that's normal about the agenda, which is sometimes it's as in German, of course, just a bit random, and sometimes there's not a real rule or common thing which all male subjects nouns or have in common. The same for females, probably, female nouns. But I try my best to learn French. So if I am a bit better, I think I'm okay, at least with reading. I think I can understand French okay, but speaking then, and then also in front of the camera and in front of the microphone, trying to say something in French without planning it. I mean, I thought about saying something in French in the beginning of this video, but I didn't thought about what specifically I could say. So it's always a bit difficult. I also learned a bit Polish, which is also difficult. But I think I can at least read a bit Polish so far. I love languages. I love to learn different languages. So if you come from a country I did not already reacted to, or there are also other videos about, there are of course many videos about. So if you come from a country where I should make a video about, whether it's not geography now, an episode from him, or something else, tell me in the comments, and I will try also, if I can, to learn a bit in this language, even if it's just hello and welcome or something like this. I love languages. Also very I don't want to say weird, but very far away languages from Germany, kind of African, Asian, or South American languages, indigenous languages from people who lived there before the European came. So if you have any idea in this way, or want me to challenge me also, tell me in the comments. I will try my best with the languages of this world. Anyway, that was a long introduction, nearly 6 minutes. We should start now with the video. Yeah. Let's start.
Like Curiosity Stream. When you sign up with the link in the description, you'll also get access to Nebula, the streaming video platform that RLL is a part of.
I already signed in for Curiosity Stream and Nebula, the bundle deal, for just $15 a year. I have heard this advertisement so often, so that's not an advertisement from me. I mean, kind of, but I don't get any money. I wish I would, maybe, but I don't get money. So, yeah. I would also, I mean, I would do it. It's just $15 a year, and it's good. There are some good things to watch there.
If real life was like a game of Civilization, then France started out in one of the luckiest possible positions on the entire map, and it's mostly pretty unfair. The geography around France gives it a lot of pretty unique advantages and buffs that a lot of other civilizations in the game didn't really get. And here's how. France straddles the boundary between Northern and Southern Europe, and it's the only country that could truly be considered a part of both regions. Owing to a large series of big and easily navigable rivers like the Rhine, Marne, Seine, Loire, Rhône, and Garonne, France has the capability.
For a moment I thought the entire Rhine would be in France, but then I saw the borders, of course. A part of the Rhine is also in Germany and the Netherlands.
To exert trading power across every region of Western.
I also never played Civilization, but he was a pharaoh to this game. Maybe I will one day.
Europe, but the rivers also help to provide France with an abundance of arable land. France has always been one of the leading agricultural powers in Europe for this reason, and the modern French state has significantly more arable land than any other country in Europe except for Ukraine or Russia. France has always had the capability to produce more food than historical rivals like England or Germany, and Paris is France's capital and administrative center for a very strategic reason as well. It sits at the intersection of the Seine and Marne rivers and enables Paris to exert effective administrative control over trade in and out of the area to the rest of France and Europe. France's interior is largely made up of highly productive farmlands on flat ground or gentle rolling hills in the north and the west, and slightly more mountainous terrain in the south. Because of the high numbers of navigable rivers and the relatively easy to traverse terrain, France has always been easy to travel across, and it's all therefore easily connected and ruled by the central authority in Paris, which has caused the entire region to.
You know, about Europe, the European Union, the future of the European Union. I hope that one day, at least one of the core countries, a few of the core countries of Europe, maybe even the countries which really started Europe, like Germany, France, Great Britain is now out of the European Union, but maybe I think also Italy was in the beginning one of the first countries, maybe even one of no, you know what I mean. But starting countries. But I wish that a few of these countries, when they one day really desire this, and I would love this, would create or develop into a European central state. I mean, it's maybe just a bit more than we already have, like the European Union. But then every country would be equal, would be the same. Or it should be then one day the same, whether you live now in France, somewhere near the Mediterranean or the Atlantic Ocean, or in Germany or in other countries. For me, all of the countries of European Union could participate. I would like it. And of course, of course, all of them should be then also ready and okay with giving some of the power to the central state. And I mean, like the United States of America. I mean, the different states of the United States of America have also still the federal rights, of course, but they are one country. And I mean, I think it would make in some ways a difference to create a central state. And also for countries, it would be a good possibility to support the people who live there. That's the most important thing, that the people everywhere in the European Union or everywhere on the European continent, maybe even including some other countries then, in my opinion even Russia, but I mean that's all up to debate, and which would take decades to develop, but in theory all the people who live there in Europe should have the same rights and the same possibilities, and it is far away from happening, sadly, I think, but I wish it would come one day to this. And with France, I think there are countries which would be okay with this more than others, and I think France is I think more on the okay side than countries which I mean, there are certain countries in the European Union and in Europe which, like also Great Britain, which didn't like the European Union even so much. There is much to criticize about the European Union. I will maybe make a video about this. But I consider France to be one of my deepest friends. I mean, not the country, but people from this country. And yeah, let's just continue.
To share a common French identity, all circumstances which led to France becoming one of the world's first true nation-states. But France's external borders are perhaps her greatest strength. Surrounded by imposing geographic features, France's borders almost serve as a kind of geographic armor against any external threats. To the north is the English Channel, to the west is the Atlantic, to the south are the Pyrenees Mountains that are easy to defend, the Mediterranean Sea, and to the southeast are the massive Alps that require almost nothing to defend. To the immediate east is the intimidating Rhine, but to the northeast is France's only flaw in her geographic defense system, an open plain that's part of the greater North European plain that can serve as a funnel for enemy troops and people to just walk or drive across. And for well over 1,000 years now, French rulers across generations have been acutely aware of this weak point in their defense. 1,000 years ago, the territory of France much resembled the territory of modern France, save for a bit more territory in the easternmost direction today. France has always been protected by imposing natural geography from every direction except for the east, and it's been one of the biggest foreign policy objectives for every French ruler to try and solve that problem through one of either two means: by militarily conquering territory to expand the frontier to more easily defensible eastern terrain like the Alps or the Rhine, or through diplomatically controlling external threats. Under the rule of Louis XIV, France gradually expanded her territory to the Alps in the southeast and part of the Rhine in the immediate east in order to acquire better geographic armor, but most of the northeast still remained vulnerable across the plain. During the French Revolution, many revolutionary thinkers began discussing the theory on the natural borders of France, which argued that France's natural borders should extend to cover all of the land in Europe west of the Rhine River. The Rhine was intended to complete France's geographic armor and finally secure the French borders with natural defenses in a 360-degree sense. The revolutionaries feared attacks from the remaining monarchist powers in Europe and believed that the revolutionary gains in France had to be protected by expansion to the more easy-to-defend Rhine. While the French Revolution succeeded in conquering this territory into France, Napoleon came around and expanded France's borders to well beyond the natural borders of the Pyrenees, the Rhine, and the Alps. For a time, France shared land borders with Denmark, Austria, and the Ottoman Empire. But once Napoleon was defeated, France was essentially reset back to the same borders that she had after Louis XIV, and was pushed back away from most of the Rhine, and with the weak spot in the northeast across the plains, restored. This would prove disastrous in the centuries to come. France would fight 3 separate wars with Germany in 1870, 1914, and again in 1939. And in all 3 of those instances, Germany was able to take advantage of the geographic weak point and invaded France across the plain in the northeast. It worked perfectly the first time, almost worked the second time, and it worked perfectly again the third time. France attempted to make the situation better after the second time by buffing the area up with man-made defenses in the form of the Maginot Line, but Belgium didn't ever agree to allow France to extend it across the Franco-Belgian border until it was too late. When Belgium finally agreed and France started construction, war and the German invasion across it had already begun. The French and the British knew that Germany would probably attack.
And what is this Maginot Line, and why did they not just, what had Belgium to say in what France do on their own border? It looks like on the map, so this line was always something, whatever it is, I'm not sure, which is on the French side on the territory. So why couldn't they have done it the same way up to the English Channel, just on their own territory? What did Belgium had anything to say in what they did on their own territory? I'm not sure what this Maginot Line is, so please explain to me if you know in the comments.
Through the plains again, so they moved most of their military into the area to defend it. However, the French placed a bit too much faith in their geographic armor this time, because they assumed that the Ardennes region would be too rough of a terrain for the Germans to cross, and subsequently only left a small force behind to defend it. The Germans were in fact capable of attacking quickly through the region, overwhelmed the light French defenses, and hooked around to encircle most of the Allied army in the plains. France's weak point of the plains was exploited by Germany on 3 separate occasions, and France was catastrophically defeated twice and severely crippled the other time. France was only able to survive these attacks through the help of bigger Allied powers and diplomacy. France's borders were fully restored in 1945 again to what they have mostly been since the days of Louis XIV. But this time, France has embarked on the other method that they've used to secure their geography weakness: diplomacy. Through the creation of the European Union, France hoped.
You see, yeah, France was definitely one of the first countries in the European Union, the starting members. And I think we should at some day in the future also create something similar as the United States. Of course, in a political better way. I think there are many faults and things which don't run perfectly, very many, in the United States. Here also, but there also. And I don't want that those things which are not good in the United States also appear here. So one day, maybe, I'm in favor of this. Tell me in the comments if you would also be in favor of this.
Hoped that war between European powers would never happen again, and particularly hoped that it would make another war between France and Germany impossible.
Also, if one day Germany and France, maybe of course also other countries when they would want to, and I would wish so, would be one country, and we would make it a good country together, then a war would never happen again. Of course, civil wars exist also. You don't have to tell me, but we can hope, and I would be in favor of this. I would love this.
And with the modern day friendship and close
and of course, if we would do this in the central state of Europe with also other countries, including also all of the languages, for example, would be native languages, and there are things, there are already countries with more than one native language, and also it would the integration between those countries would hopefully then one day. I like for example, John Lennon, when he was in his song Imagine, said that no borders at all, but that's also far away from happening. So we could start small and just make borders disappear where it is maybe possible. then we would maybe create more different kind of sub-regions like states or provinces also, which also for example, if also Spain would be included, then also this one region in the north of Spain and the south of France, which have both independent movements, would be one province. The people group would be together, the culturally together belonging people group which belong together or have similar ideas and cultural stuff would be one region, one province. So people who kind of feel like being close to someone else or a different people group in a different country next door would have the opportunity to be one in a bigger country, yes, but would be not divided by a border. So I mean, the borders we have now happened to be the way through centuries of history, but we could redraw the borders in a better way inside of a bigger state or country. My idea. And I don't think that countries in general are so important.
Partnership that exists between the two countries, it seems that European dream at least is alive and well. War between France and Germany is completely unthinkable in the modern world because of things like the European Union and a shared currency, all prime foreign policy objectives of France. And because of that, France's hole in her geographic...
This could be the European state I dream of. Maybe also included of this one of these countries. I mean, the Swiss would probably not join, but I mean, maybe one day in the future she would also join the Swiss. Maybe Great Britain would be again a part of it. So it doesn't matter if Great Britain would be included. They don't need to. And maybe also other countries like Belarus, Russia, Ukraine, Moldova, and those countries. I mean, it's all debatable, but I think it would be a perfect thing. Personally, if you disagree, that's totally fine. It's just my idea.
Graphic armor.
Not just my, but it is my idea, and you can have a different one, of course. There are also other people who want this.
Is entirely secured. Complex diplomacy is oftentimes much more effective than simple forts and bombs. If you're interested in learning more about the ways that geography can screw over a country, how man-made defenses and forts can help provide some kind of a buff, or how a country can defend against a weak point in their borders, then oh, have I got the perfect thing for you. Castle Siege Defense is a wonderful 54-minute-long professionally made documentary on Curiosity Stream that examines multiple castles across the world, why they were built, where they were built, along with the various tactics that were used to defend them. Even better is that Curiosity Stream has now partnered with Nebula, the streaming video platform built by myself along with other independent educational YouTubers, to offer an incredible deal, a subscription to Curiosity Stream, which only costs $20 for the whole entire year, now comes with a subscription to Nebula too. If you sign up at curiositystream.com/reallifelore or click the link in the description, you can not only watch my Nebula original series reviewing cars or all of my existing videos without ads, but you also get to watch any one of the thousands of top quality documentaries on Curiosity Stream. So go ahead and check it out now. You'll learn a lot, you'll be entertained, and you'll be supporting real life lore at the same time. And as always, thank you for watching.
I support him through this. I am a part of. I support her. I mean, I have this bundle deal on Nebula and Curiosity Stream. So, you can do the same. Now I'm also watching. I think I can still watch this. What does the French flag mean? I'll throw. Should I not watch maybe Geography now? France. Flag Friday. I think I will watch the Geography Now episode, so I think I will stop the recording here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and we see each other again in the next video. See you.